since I know you're a dad, and it's just weird na ano. So I think I'm trying to picture out kung how I was raised
Yeah.
and how kids are nowadays. So I think there's really a huge difference when it comes to parenting nung time na we were growing up
Yeah.
and right now. Since you're a dad yourself, I want to know like maybe your first-hand experience, or like maybe you're the one who can tell what really are the difference or what really changed kaya nagkaroon ng difference. Kasi different generations eh.
Mm, man,
Or is there?
that's a really like it's hard to compare. Kasi well, for sure there are less children per family than there used to be before.
Okay,
Right?
that's true.
So like like you
like yung parents ko, 7 sila.
seven sila.
So
My
kami,
parents
dalawa.
were also like 7 and 5 yata.
Uh-huh.
And then kami, apat kami.
Mm.
And then I just have the one kid. And you very rarely see families nowadays with more than 2 kids.
Mm.
Well, I mean, of course, we have friends who have like 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yung there's this acquaintance I just met recently. They have 7 kids.
Oh, okay.
So it's not unheard of, pero it's the exception now and now.
So it's like it's rare to have
It's
yung
rare.
mga mas maraming kids
Yes.
kesa
And people generally had kids a little bit older.
now.
than-
Yeah. Oh, kasi
Like
yung
5 years older.
yeah, so parents ko parang di 22.
Yeah.
22.
My parents were 20.
Yeah, so very early. Oh, 30. I guess.
Well, but also me. Like I had my kid when I was 21.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm also kind of the exception in a weird situation. Kasi I'm also a single dad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really able to experience what it's like to have a full-time partner in raising
okay.
my kid. And it's weird also because the way that we were raised here in CDO, it's not really possible to raise kids like that in Metro Manila.
Really?
Which is
Okay.
where I lived for the past
Ah,
like how long have I
sa Manila.
yeah, Manila, 10 years, 12 years. So my son's childhood is very different from what I experienced, from what I knew. Kasi growing up in Manila, most likely nasa condo ka na
city,
right? And there's not really space
to play
for
around.
kids to play in a condo.
Uh-huh.
And you're really only limited to the people that you meet
Hmm.
in the condo. Unlike here, as soon as my son arrived, he already met all of the kids that live on the street in our neighborhood. Which is funny kasi the parents of those kids are my childhood friends also. So
Okay.
parang next generation. And you know, they don't play with each other every day, especially during the school
days.
days. But you know, like if we see them in public, there are more kids who are my son is exposed to more kids than he was
Nung nasa
in
Manila.
those in Manila.
And that's good for kids though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always good for kids to be socialized.
Yeah.
Kasi that's the thing, like, you will always meet a kid who's clearly not spanked by his parents.
Yeah.
And
You know, no?
Yeah, you know.
You can really tell.
And I think that's more prevalent pa now. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I noticed is that people don't really spank their kids. It's really extreme. Either they don't spank their kids at all,
Or they really
beat the crap out of their children. Which, you know, neither of those things is good for children. Kasi, of course, I believe they really need that corporal punishment. Pero they also don't deserve to be just beaten without meaning.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I tried to practice with Sai when he was growing up, and also practiced by his mom when we were still together, was there will always be physical punishment, but it always comes with an explanation.
Why?
And and an affirmation that we do this because we love you, and you need to know that when you do something that you're specifically told not to do, there will be a consequence.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, kids need that. Yeah. But yeah, yun nga, you don't want kids to be walking on eggshells na
exactly.
pag may ginawa sila na something, hindi nila alam na mapaparusahan pala doon. Gugulpi na yung bata bigla. So, it's something na, I think, yun nga yung biggest difference eh. So, and I think, ngayon kasi, parang when people spank their kids, it's something na parang it's weird na mangyari.
Really?
So parang they really like even sa US.
Like
more sa
in
US
Western
actually.
culture, I think
Yeah,
it's becoming. I think it's even illegal if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And tayo Philippines, we always copy yung Western culture, di ba? So that's what's I think it's not a good place to be in if we're looking at US and then how their kids are turning out to be.
The kids don't have
murdering
a fear of
kids murdering yung
adults.
sa school, mga gun shooting. It's all kids.
Yeah.
And then is this where we're going?
I hope not. Well, cause like one example is, the Western culture really is kind of I don't know how to.
Too extreme.
Too extreme. Kasi I had an experience with this kid from Sweden.
Uh-huh.
He used the cousin of my cousins. I think at the time he was like 12 years old.
Uh-huh.
And he actually was being very boisterous and
Yung kid.
kid and very disrespectful.
Uh-huh.
And there's this one instance where he was being very disrespectful, and I said something na parang, if you don't stop that, something's gonna happen to you.
Uh-huh.
And then of course, because he's never experienced that from parents, he's like, fuck you.
They don't know na meron pala. They never get hit.
Yeah, so actually, taught him a lesson.
That time.
Yeah, that time. And after that, he was scared. Like, he didn't do stuff like that again. Kasi, they're not taught to fear, not naman fear, but to respect authority. Because they think that they can get away with everything without any consequence, right?
That's true.
So, and if you raise an entire generation of children
like that,
who don't fear or who won't expect consequences for their actions, then you'll get what you have in Sweden right now, which is, they're not actually doing very well.
Yeah.
Because people are, on one hand, like, they are really angry about the whole immigration thing that's going on.
Yeah.
And then on the opposite side of that naman is, there are those people who are just letting those things happen. So when you have people who are really angry about what's happening and people who are just letting things happen, like at the end of the day, when they come together, it's gonna be,
and then like basically what they're doing is just sweeping the problem under the rug.
Yeah, exactly, and just waiting for things to implode. It's like, how a girl will flip a guy off. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
And there are no consequences for this girl. You go to a club and then like this girl will be like drunk and fuck you.
Yeah.
And then just flip everybody off, and then it's like, okay.
The guy will take care of the girl and take her home.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But if it's a guy who does that to another guy, what do you think is gonna happen? Suntukan sila, syempre, di ba? So, and the reason why guys don't do that to each other in clubs is because we know na if we do that, if we try to start something, there's going to be something, right? Yeah. But women don't experience that because they don't get to fist fights with each other over stuff like that. Yeah. So, in the same way, women, like children, they need to be taught those boundaries. And for me, if there's anything that I tried to teach my son, is that the value of discipline. And of course, for me, it's the Christian values. What we learned growing up. and then it extends from.
Do you have like a devotion with your son?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We try to do something every day. It doesn't happen every day, but we try to do
To
something.
do something together as
Together.
father
Read
and son.
read God's word and to. It became so serious. Read God's word and see how we can apply that into.
All
our
right.
lives.
Okay.
How about you? What
I don't have a kid.
are you gonna? But like, do you see yourself raising your child with Christian values or?
Christian values. I don't know. Of course, yeah. I'm gonna teach him about stories usually.
Yeah.
Because that's how I learned about the Bible. So
Okay. So you're not
I love stories like story of David,
right.
story of Noah. So I think I'm gonna
You're gonna teach
if I'm
that
gonna
then.
teach my kid, it's gonna be that way then
Mm.
through stories. Kasi you don't wanna teach the kid yung mga very technical stuff kasi
Yeah.
they don't be able to understand. So I just want the kid to enjoy what the Bible is and
Mm.
then yung stories na yan. And I mean, because there's no book for parenting. So basically we do
it's,
the same thing
the
how
book
we
of, Sherman.
Huh? Yeah, but you basically learn how to parent from your parents.
From your parents, yeah.
So that's how I grew up. I learned about Bible through stories, and I think that's how I'll do it. I mean, I like stories. Then I want to teach. I mean, kids are not gonna be able to understand pa naman fully.
Yeah. But
yeah.
definitely.
But yeah, to answer your question, yes, I'm still a Christian, at least.
That wasn't the question, but okay.
So
it's good
yes,
to know.
I am gonna. If
No.
ever I do get a kid.
No,
I am
because that's one of the things I noticed about certain people. Is that they say, they agree with what the Bible says
Mhm.
about everything except for certain.
Certain,
for example,
passages,
corporal punishment.
Uh-huh.
Like it clearly says na if you the Bible clearly discusses the dangers of not punishing your children
Yeah,
physically, right?
Yeah.
And then people still find that to be parang unacceptable.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's not saying beat the crap out of your kids. It's just
Yeah.
saying na if they do something that they're not supposed to, there has to be physical
There has to be a punishment.
punishment,
Yeah.
consequences.
Has to be. Yeah, so that's something. Yeah, I am also gonna slap my kid. Not beat the
Not
crap
just
out of
slapping
him.
them around, yeah, but like
yeah.
with
Well, as a punishment at least.
I love
As a
you.
punishment.
I love you, son. I don't do that to my kid. Maybe as a joke, but not like not really.
But that's good though.
Yeah.
That's good. So I mean, yeah, if you're a parent and you're you're beating the crap out of your kid or not beating them at all, please try to at least rethink your way of
Yeah.
dealing with your kids.
There's a balance, eh.
Yeah. Yeah, I do notice na parang they're more problematic if they're not getting spanked. That's how you get spoiled brats. And then yung mga beat up kids, sila yung very shy. They don't wanna express themselves kasi they're afraid.
They're afraid
Na baka
of
when they
getting
do
beat up.
something, they'll get spanked. So the
Yeah.
trauma is at the back of their heads. That's what's holding them
And
back.
then they're not able to challenge authority in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Kasi it's like, okay, I'm just going to do whatever you say because you're
Yeah.
gonna beat me up. And on the other hand, it's
That's how you get raped. That's dark, but
yeah. No, but I guess
Yeah.
kasi they're not able to express nga
na mali yung ginagawa
na
sa
mali,
kanila,
yeah.
so they just accept it. So that's how people get stepped over and
Stepped on pa.
stepped on, yeah.
Diba? Like really, but it's really a shame. You're really doing a disservice not just to yourself but to society if you don't discipline your children.
Yeah, you're probably raising someone who'd be a chaotic citizen in the
Yeah.
future. But yeah, so hopefully you guys learn from that and I'm gonna thank my guest. Thank you, Maxi.
Thank you
It's
so
a
much for
pleasure.
having me.
Yeah, and the Starbucks card will be there shortly.
Yes, yes.
For you to enjoy. And so that's it. Episode 9 of Skids Auto Podcast.
Thank you so
We
much.
out.
Out.
Thanks, man.